We are proud to represent Frese for the Greek market, a company which is dedicated in creating savings for the operators. Intra Mare is a sales organization and a technology provider acting to the Greek maritime community. And we are very much involved into all the new technologies related with energy saving and energy performance. We trust that Frese will have a great success in the Greek market. They are running on the latest technology. It is a very much promising principle of ours, and we will do our best to promote them in the best way for the Greek market.
So basically, we can do all kinds of vessels. Obviously, as they get smaller, the potential energy savings and fuel savings also become smaller. So what we typically see, we do a lot for ro-paxes, ro-ros, bulk carriers, tankers, container vessels. We do a lot of that. And basically, it's all about reducing the consumed energy on board. Because if you can reduce the energy needs on board, you can also reduce the fuel, and if you reduce fuel, then you also reduce CO2 emissions. So it's kind of a win-win all the way, and it's technology that's being applied in the engine room that controls all the pumps, and so that the ship, despite of which load condition it runs in, we will always ensure that the pumps runs at the absolute minimum, which means a lot of savings, and these savings obviously translates into the whole CII going on at the moment. From now on, you need to find 2% energy efficiency savings every year on year. And some of the references we've managed to find 9% savings. So that's the 2% you already covered for the next 4 years by looking at retrofitting using our technology. And I think the last thing I want to add to that is that technology we have, although it is new in the marine industry, we have applied it for over 20 years now on the land. So a lot of this technology you will find also in large commercial buildings, hotels. So it's proven and it works, but it's just new in the marine industry. So taking the best from a different world, a different sector, into help decarbonizing the marine industry.
Ship owners are more and more sensitive about environmental issues, and definitely installing a system like that make them become greener and more competitive against other shipping operators for the charterers. Therefore, we trust that maybe it is not a regulation item. However, it is really very important to have it on board because it will contribute definitely to the reduction of the emission and to the saving of the energy on board.
Yeah, no, I think the important thing is that, although there are obviously environmental pressures going on, I think at the end of the day, what our system does is it's there to optimize, to economize. So even though you have to comply with environmental legislation, it is still common sense to can you reduce your fuel consumption, and can you build a business case where that reduction is paid back in less than a couple of years. Then with or without environmental legislation, it still makes sense. Because fuel, as we all know, the last couple of years it's been going up, down, and now a lot of switching to LNG. You're looking at new fuels like ammonia, hydrogen, methanol, and these fuels are a lot more expensive. So any energy efficiency you can put on your vessel to reduce fuel consumption makes sense. Even if you still have to do it from environmental, but from a financial point, it makes sense. Yeah. Well, for the new kind of fuels, our product from a financial point of view makes even more greater sense. Because those fuels are a lot more expensive than your traditional HFOs and low sulfur fuel oils. So the more expensive your fuel oil is, the greater financial benefits you get by putting in energy efficiency measures like ours into your vessels. And for that very reason, a lot of the new vessels being built in Korea and China at the moment, for instance from Maersk, have a lot of our technology on board because the business case with those type of fuels are even better, and the return on investment is under a year. So new fuels, it makes even more sense to think about energy efficiency, because you have to think the best energy is the energy you don't use.
Coming from the company called Houghton, we are a chart-owned company, and we are here with our vessel efficiency system called Allocation, Houghton Allocation System. Besides that, we have in the company, we also dealing with new fuels, tanks for LNG, liquid hydrogen, and then also on the carbon capture side, we also have products. But today we are here for, I will call it the easy catch, the vessel efficiency product we have, and one of them is allocation.
So tell us about your Greek market, how important it is for your company, the Greek shipping market.
Yeah, but the Greek shipping market is the biggest market in the world. And so therefore, of course, it's important. It's also important due to that a big part of the fleet here are relatively new. So that means it will not be replaced soon. So you need to upgrade the vessels here, also with retrofit, and this we can support with. So for us, it's a very important market. Yeah, the short version is fuel saving. And then we are looking at, depending a little bit on vessel size and operation pattern, between 7 to 10% in fuel savings. We have actually a live case, which we will show a little bit later, where we could prove in 10 days over Atlantic a savings of up to net 8% in fuel savings. That was 95 tons of fuel they saved in. Now we need to be, the product we are selling needs energy to create fuel savings. So of course we need to be as efficient with our system. That means each cubic meter of air we are producing, we should use as less energy as possible. That's the goal we are looking for. So that's also what we do. So you don't need to change it every second year. Of course there will be developments ongoing, like with every else technology we have.
I'm Mr. Klau's sales manager from Green Instruments in Denmark. We are a technology company in the marine business where we have different solutions for more or less any scope on board the measuring requirements on board vessels. We have been in the business for plus 20 years. Our primary solutions are related to scrubbers, environmental performance of these, where we actually measure and inform how the system on board the vessels are doing. We have significant quantity of Greek owners, and by matching up with two other companies, Danish companies, we found great value in having an event here in Athens, where we come to the ship owners, managers, and initiating such an event instead of having Greek owners managing traveling to Denmark, whatever, that would be challenging. So we set up the event here and had feared the worst but hoped for the best, and we think we're well prepared, and as we can see already on the delegates showing up, we think it's going to be a great success. This is the first time ever we're organizing things like that. Normally we join up on similar events from companies that make the business of doing conferences, seminars, etc., where we can be panelists or have a booth, a stand showing our products. So it's the first time we initiate such an event like this. So it has been a lot of focus on the to-do list, because when is enough? So we thought we would go all in with all efforts involving our local agents here in Athens for our principals here. We have a friend man present today also, as well as Intra Mare, who's agent for Frese company, because the local networking is actually extremely important. It's all about networking, and as they have been here for years in the Greek market, they are actually the door opener and the interface for companies like us to access the Greek market.
How important is for your company the Greek shipping market?
It's very important. It's very important because the Greek business have for years, and no offense to anybody, but have a deviated reputation in the business. But the Greek ship owners are really focused now of staying compliant for the operation, focus on the environmental part and also the legislation set, and especially the Greek market. We know that in Denmark we probably have the largest fleet in tonnage for container business, but for the Greek business it's tankers and bulk carriers, which is extremely quantitative. Our target group is more or less any larger vessel, because we have systems that can support them both in critical scenarios as a safety system or still as a particular measuring for the emission. But I would say that the larger scope of our systems are related to ship owners operating scrubbers, because our two key solutions are emission monitoring system, which monitor the gases and the quantity of gases going out of the emission after the scrubber is being washed. And similar, the wash water passing through our systems, where we show the values of pH, turbidity and particulate matter as well, which is a class required. So I think for the larger vessels operating on heavy fuel is our key clients. There's a lot of ongoing discussions about, which also will be a part of today's topics for the panel discussions, about the future path to net zero, because everything is focused about the environment and greenhouse gases, sustainability, etc. So that's going to be a bigger part of today's session, and that's also why we find the Greek market very interesting for us, because Greek owners are interesting to stay compliant and also very interested in the latest technology.
This event has been organized by the initiative of 4 Danish companies in order to bring together the Greek marine cluster for the companies to share their views and challenges in the process of greener shipping.
And a few words about the Fragman.
Fragman has recently started representing green instruments, and we share their philosophy for the green environment sensitivity.